She wasn't a pilot. At least, that's what everyone believed. To the elite airmen of Falcon Ridge Air Base, she was just the simple woman who checks wiring and refills logbooks, someone barely worth noticing. Every morning she arrived early, sweeping hangar floors, tightening bolts, cleaning cockpit glass. The pilots strutted past her with sunglasses, swagger, and the confidence of men who believed they ruled the sky. They never asked her name. They never wondered why she moved around those aircraft with the precision of someone who understood them better than anyone else. One pilot in particular, Captain Drake Harlow, enjoyed teasing her. "Careful," he'd say with a smirk, "one day you might accidentally press a button and blow the whole place up." The others would laugh. She would simply nod and continue her work. She wasn't there to impress them. She wasn't there for glory. She was there because the base was the last connection she had to the life she left behind, a life no one at the base knew anything about. On the morning everything changed, the base was preparing for a high-risk training exercise involving the B-2 Spirit, the stealth bomber so advanced that only the top 1% of pilots ever touched its controls. Captain Harlow was bragging loudly to the others about his upcoming flight, flaunting his confidence in front of the woman he loved to belittle. She didn't react. But deep down, she knew something the others didn't. The B-2 was showing subtle signs of a system glitch, one she had quietly tried to report, though no one bothered to listen to her. Moments after takeoff, her worst fear came true. The base alarms erupted. The B-2 Spirit had lost partial control, descending erratically, its stabilizers malfunctioning. Panic spread across the flight line. Pilots shouted. Technicians scrambled for solutions. And Captain Harlow's voice trembled through the radio, I'm losing her. I can't level her out. It was a situation that even seasoned pilots struggled to survive. And the aircraft, worth billions, was seconds from a catastrophic crash. She stepped forward. Not running. Not panicking. Just moving with a quiet urgency that froze everyone around her. "Patch me into the cockpit," she said. The room erupted with confusion. "What? You," one pilot barked. "You don't even fly." But there was something in her eyes, calm, confident, knowing, that silenced the room. The commander hesitated only a moment before nodding. Something about her presence demanded trust. The radio connected. "Captain Harlow," she said, her voice steady, "switch to manual override and listen to me carefully." He snapped, "You don't understand, this thing is spiraling." But she interrupted with a firmness that stunned him. "I understand better than anyone on this base. Do as I say." Every pilot stared. Every technician froze. She guided him step by step, adjust pitch trim, reroute power, stabilize airflow. Her instructions were precise, advanced, and delivered with the confidence of someone who had flown the aircraft herself. Harlow followed every word, his breathing slowing as the bomber slowly responded. But then a second alarm blared, the landing gear malfunctioned. The B-2 would need an emergency manual landing. Harlow's voice cracked. "I can't do this." She closed her eyes for just a moment and whispered, "I can." Then, louder, "Bring the bomber down. Now." But she wasn't giving him instructions anymore. She was moving, fast. Toward the tarmac. Toward the backup B-2 simulator room. Toward the last card she had kept hidden for years. Within seconds she was in the training cockpit, hands on the controls, working in perfect synchronization with the spiraling aircraft above. The commander stared through the glass in disbelief. She's flying with him," he whispered. The truth was finally breaking through. She wasn't just a maintenance worker. She wasn't just a simple woman. She was someone who had once been one of the most gifted stealth bomber pilots the Air Force had ever seen, until tragedy forced her to disappear into silence. With breathtaking precision, she guided the bomber's descent. Lower, lower, ease the throttle, hold it steady. The entire base watched as the B-2 touched down, shakily at first, then firmly, skidding across the runway but settling safely. A deafening silence followed. Then cheers erupted across the base, echoing through the hangars. Captain Harlow stumbled out of the aircraft, trembling, shaken, and humbled beyond words. When she stepped out of the simulator room, every pilot stood at attention. For the first time, they looked at her not with mockery, but with awe. Captain Harlow approached her slowly, removing his cap. "Why didn't you tell us who you were?" he asked. She smiled softly. "Some things don't need to be said," she replied. "They need to be shown." The commander promoted her that very afternoon, reinstating her not as a maintenance worker, but as a flight instructor, one of the highest honors on the base. And the pilots who once mocked her became her students, learning humility, precision, and respect from the woman they had overlooked. That day, the base changed forever, not because a bomber was saved, but because a woman who had been bullied and underestimated stepped into the sky again and reminded everyone what true greatness looks like. And Captain Harlow, who once laughed at her. Her courage changed his life more than anyone would ever know.